20 more pills to take. I hate to be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. I hate to be sedated.
Hey guys, this is Toki, and I am at Sandder Baggersee Lake over here in Europe somewhere. I'm not quite sure exactly where it's at in Europe, but anyway, I have been doing the Kick the Snake challenge here. This one right here, the expulsion of snakeheads. Now, when I started this, or looked at this, when I first started the event this year, I've never played the St. Patty's event before here on the game. So I had looked at this and I thought, man, look at all those fish I have to catch just to complete this challenge, okay? And it's not even showing me any rewards. Right there they are. And I thought, you know, I like that boat, and I'd really like to get that boat right there. I want that boat, okay? So I thought, you know, I'm going to put the energy into it. I'm going to catch these. I'm going to get these lures, and I'm going to catch these fish, okay? And so I went ahead and did everything, and I got the lures, and that was really easy, actually. I found that was quite easy, you know. You get your Clover coins, and you go buy them. Getting Clover coins was actually quite easy. So I really thought that this was going to be sort of like Christmas, maybe. I found Christmas to be quite difficult, especially catching like antlered salmon and things like that. Just weren't going in my favor. And so I kind of expected this to be a pain in my butt. And it really didn't turn out to be that way. Getting Clover coins turned out to be really quite easy. And I got a whole bunch, and I was able to get these lures right away. And as you can see, I've actually finished most of the lures so far, and I only have 2 left here to finish, and I'm getting pretty close to being done with those right there. I need, I think, 12 more fish here to finish, so I'm pretty close to finishing. And I caught the majority of these fish at I can't even pronounce it, in Louisiana, okay, Quanchiquin. I wish somebody would pronounce it so I can understand what it means. But I caught most of these fish there. I went there, and I started off with the, what did I start off with? I started off with the frog popper rainbow, and I had a blast with that thing. Boy, they love that thing. You can throw it right into the lily pads, and it just doesn't snag. And I had a really, really good time catching them on that. And then I went to the popper pint, the 1 ounce 3/0, and I was just throwing that out because it has open trebles. I was throwing that out in the little aisles between the lily pads, and the same thing. I was having a blast with that. They would just come up and smack that thing. I got a little video I'll stick on here of that. And then I got the stout walker out and stayed there, and I used that. It was a little bit harder. I had to catch 17 fish, but I did it, and I did it fairly quickly. And so I'm at Louisiana, and I've like caught 3 of these guys. And I started with what I thought was the easiest lures, and I decided that I'll save the hardest ones for last, which would be the bass jig and the spoon. So after the stout walker, I did the leprechaun buzzbait. That one turned out to be a little on the hard side. It's a moving bait, unlike the walker and the poppers. And with the walker and poppers, it was easy just to pop it. You'd see them come up, just don't do anything, and they would grab the poppers and take them down. But with the buzzbait, it's moving. So I had to do a little more finesse with the buzzbait. And one of the things I did with the buzzbait was I put on the Irish crayfish that you can see, catch snakeheads with Irish crayfish and emerald jighead. I put the crayfish onto the buzzbait and immediately realized that when I caught a snakehead on the buzzbait, I was getting 2 for 1. I was not only getting a fish towards the buzzbait, but I was also getting a fish towards the snakehead with the Irish crayfish and the jig head. And even though I didn't have the crayfish on a 6/7 jig head, I still got credit. So this was an exploit that I found by accident. And I found that I was getting 2 for 1. So I was actually getting the two in the bush, not the bird in the hand, but the two in the bush was getting there. So I went ahead and finished that out. And I also then went to the, after that, what did I go to? Where's that one I was when? I went to, oh, there it is, the Snakehead with the spinnerbait golden tune. Now, I also put the Irish crayfish on that, and I got the same results. I got 2 for 1. Okay, so every time I would catch a fish on the spinnerbait, I would get one for the, I'd get a fish for the spinnerbait, and I would get 1 check mark here for the Irish crayfish. So I ended up getting the crayfish with the emerald jig head, not by using it like I'm supposed to, but by literally using it as an accessory on 2 other lures. And so I ended up doing that, and you know, it was an exploit. You know, I guess I could have stopped doing it, but you know, I didn't. But then I went ahead and I fished after I got done with the spinnerbait, I went to the swim bait lucky pot number 1, and I decided to fish that. I don't remember where. I'll have to look it up. And I got done with that one there. And now I was done with all of them except for the jig, the Irish bass jig here, and the Clover spoon. And I decided that I was going to go to somewhere where I wouldn't have to deal with bass. And so the only 2 places on that list that don't have bass at them are Sandder and the Weeping Willow. Okay, all the other locations have some type of bass there, and bass like jigs. And so I wasn't, it's called a bass jig. I wasn't going to go to a place that had bass. I was going to go to a place that didn't have bass. So I probably wouldn't be bothered by other fish like bass when I was trying to fish the bass jig. And so that's what I did. And I came here to Sandder Baggersee, and I started fishing it here off the pier where the boat's at. And I caught a couple of snakeheads right off the pier with this thing. And I was like, oh, okay, this is working really well. And the one lure that I was really scared of was that Clover spoon right there. It's light, 1/2 ounce, and it only has a 2/0 hook in it. And I thought, how am I going to fish that thing effectively? Am I going to have to use like a really light rod and just like fight these fish and stuff like that? Or could I just put it on like my heavy equipment and fish it? So I decided to jump into my boat. And when I jumped into my boat here, okay, at Baggersee, when I jumped in the boat here, okay, I at first just decided that I was just going to drive around and look for spots and cast. I was just going to go cast in these deep areas and around Baggersee here and just see what I could catch and stuff off of the boat, okay. But then I remembered a conversation I had with an individual by the name of Chemist OG. He's on YouTube, and he goes by D's Universe. I'm sure some of you people are familiar with D's Universe and his videos and stuff. And he's a really nice guy. And I got to talking to him a few weeks back about trolling. And I've never done any trolling in this game off of a boat. And so I just asked him for his advice. Like, what do you think I should do to go trolling? He said it was a thing. It worked. And you could catch fish trolling. And that's something I'm used to in real life, was trolling. And I thought, oh, okay, well, that's really cool. He recommended a boat, which was the rubber boats, not the bass boat, but he recommended the rubber boats, which I didn't bring here. I just brought my bass boat here. But I got to thinking when I came out here with the jig, I thought, well, and I was thinking with the spoon. I was like, you know, we troll spoons. We troll spoons for like muskies and pike and things like that. A lot bigger than what we got here. And I thought, well, why don't I just troll a spoon? And I had 0 when I got here. I had 0 snakeheads for the jigs and 0 for the spoon. So I am going to switch back to the Irish bass jig, and I'm going to put the Irish crayfish on there. And like I said earlier, if you put that on the spinnerbait or the buzzbait, you will get 2 for 1. So we are going to go back to this, and what I've done here to help me stay in a straight line, if you can see off into the distance there, I have markers that go all the way out, and I will try to keep them off to my right when I'm looking back this way. So the first thing I did here was I just cast out as far as I could, okay, and then using my left stick I just start moving along, and I try to keep the lure right about the middle, okay, of the water column there on the right hand side. So we're just going to keep moving along here and doing this, and we'll just see how long it takes to catch a snakehead. But this was working, and I've already caught like 9, let's see, how many did I figure out here? 9, 14, 15. I've caught 16 of them so far doing this, okay, just trolling, just like this in here today. Testing, the swim bait, the spinner bait, the jig works here, and the spoon works. I've caught all 5 of the ones I caught on that spoon were all caught trolling earlier, and I just thought, well, I'll just come here and make a video of it and show people this weird way to catch snakeheads in the game. And I like Sandder here because it's open and it's deep, and I can just cruise along. I can just do this right here, okay? There we go, fish on. Okay, snakehead on. There you go, folks. Took a while. I don't know why. It took a lot faster the other time, but I have now got a snakehead on. And I trolled him up with a jig. Okay. I was thinking I wasn't going to get one there. I'm going to have, like, there's going to be a lot of editing on this one here. But I caught a snakehead, trolled him up, and this will be number 12 right there. Okay. And what I will do now is I'll line up and go back the other way. Maybe I'll start catching them a lot faster now. We'll see and stuff. But hey, trolling for a snakeheads is a thing, and it works. Oops, there we go. See, got another one. It just took a bit to catch them and get them going. So that one there is, look, it's 10:04. I caught the first one at 9:57, 9:56. Game time. This has only been about 7 minutes in the game, and I've got another one. And this will be 13, and I will only need 2 more to finish this out. There we go, another snakehead. And I haven't caught anything but snakeheads doing this trolling here with the snakehead jigs, the lures. Haven't caught nothing but, and that's why I came here. I came here simply for that reason. I came here because I didn't think I would catch any other fish besides the snakeheads here, using their particular lures and stuff. So. And that's holding quite true. Holding quite true. Let me throw the spoon out there. I want to put it on a fish on. There we go. Finally. Man, I finally got one on the spoon. Well, that took a while. Okay. Snakehead on the Clover spoon. Nice. So there you go. That's 2 baits you've seen me use to catch these snakeheads. And just trolling them up here. I should be able to catch another one here pretty fast. Let me just get over here real quick. Let me see where's my thing at. Okay. What I like. Oh, man. Boo. Oop, got one on there. There we go. Just started. And we got one. Let me just head back here to catch it. A little backwards driving here. Okay. And that will be another one trolling the Clover spoon at Sandder Baggersee, catching the snakeheads. So there you go, another one. So there's at least 4 I have caught since I was making the videos here. What's that? My premium just expired. Oh no. Oop, here we go. 7 more snakeheads. I'm gonna get that boat. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let me see here. Come on, snakehead. Why do I keep catching them down here by this? I gotta say, though, I've caught this down here. I've caught quite a few of them down here. Snakehead on the Clover spoon, trolling the Sandder Baggersee. Fish on, buddy. Look at that. I told you. And that is fast, boy. Like I said, I usually catch 2 of them fairly fast. Come on. I do like the heavier rods, though, to catch them with, because, well, I ain't here to... I'm just here to have fun with these fish and catch them and get them in. I'm not here to fight them all night and possibly lose them. I don't want to lose them. Come on. Come on. Try to drag up a little bit there. Yep, get him in. And again. Ooh, look at him. He's a big boy. 28, almost 28 and a half. I wonder what the record is on this. I don't know if they have that record. I'll have to go look and see what the big one is. Okay, so let me just switch to the... I'm going to go back to the jig because I still need 2 for the jig, and we're just going to finish the jig out here. So let me... Irish bass jig and a crayfish. English, I keep calling it English. Irish crayfish. So, we will see if we can get some. Oh, there we go. I told you. Another one. I can say with certainty I've been probably catching most of them back here. So, just let me tow the boat back a little bit. And I'll show you right where I'm at here in a second. I'll drop a marker and show you where I'm at. Come on. Come on, Snakehead. Get in here. 28.48. So that's like the same as the last one. It's like deja vu. I only need 1 more with the jig. You can see the mark is 632.08 minus 683.59. So that's right where I'm at, and I am catching them obviously like right down here in this area. So caught quite a few of them here in this area. Even when I was fishing earlier, I was catching a lot of them around this area, this lower area. But you never would have thought that you'd be catching fish trolling a bass jig at Sandder Baggersee, which has no bass in it at all. Oh, there we go. Oh, missed him. That's unusual. I missed that one. Maybe he'll come back really fast here. Let's see. I've had that at the Chica place where I had him miss a few times, and they came right back real quick and got it a second time. No, I missed him. But definitely that's a miss. That's like, I hadn't missed too many of them here. It was definitely a hit. And I know it was one of the snakeheads. You could tell just by the way he grabbed it. There ain't nothing in here and that's like gonna do that. There's no fish in here that's like big like these oh, there we go. Okay. So like I said, I had a feeling that I still might catch another one pretty fast. This is working out really well. I'm finished. There we go. Finished out another challenge. I've only got to catch 4 more, so let's throw that Clover in and finish this thing up and go get my boat. Oh, there we go. There we go. Another one. Look at that. Man, they're coming on right now. It's about 5 in a row that I've caught in a pretty quick time here. Come on. Come on. And another one. He's a baby. Look at him. 25 pounds. Must be a female. She's more petite. And guess what? And another one. Man, I tell you, they are coming fast right now, aren't they? I'm not even going to be able to cut all this out. I don't have to cut it out. They're coming so fast, I don't have to cut out the time between them. You can see, you can look at the time up in the corner there and see that I'm not doing anything at all like that. 11, 2 more. Sega Bass Fishing had a controller back in 1999, 98, 99 is when Sega Bass Fishing came out. That's probably like the game that started the fishing genres that we have today. Oop, there we go. And it started the fishing genres that we have today, and it came with the controller. It came with this really neat little controller with a reel on it and a little stubby end to it and everything, and it had feedback on it and a few buttons to push while you were catching the fish in the game, and it was a lot of fun. It was a fun controller, and yet, you know, nobody does that these days. There's no game controllers like that. There's no fishing controllers, and yet there's a ton of fishing, not just games, but in games. There are so many games out now that have fishing as part of the game. Just as a side game and stuff like that. I couldn't even name hardly any of them, but I know that if you actually go search them out, you'll see that there's a lot of them. I did that the other day, and I was just searching for fishing, side fishing games, and there's a bunch of them, bunch of games that have it. So it would just be neat to have a fishing controller, since you got these games like this coming out now. Look at that, one fish. I just need one fish, and that boat's mine. I get them dumb glasses too. I don't think I'm gonna wear them. I might wear that dumb hat sometimes, just to let everybody know that I expelled the snakeheads. I am so close, I can smell it. I can smell that smelly snakehead. Come to my lure, give me my boat. And I've spent the last day and a half fishing for these guys, and I can't believe in a day and a half, I'm gonna have to add up all the ones. I meant to do that earlier, was the total number of these I had to catch. And I do know that I don't know if I'll be able to catch them after this one. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to try and see if I can continue to catch them like you can continue to catch the event fish, like the bass and the leprechaun. You can continue to catch them even though oops, there we go. Oh, I missed him. Oh man, you. Let's see if he comes back. Like I said, I usually get a second chance, second nibble at the bait here. Let's see if he goes for it. Come on. You know you want it. Help Toki out here. Toki needs you, man. Toki's your buddy. Help Toki out here. I don't hate you. I love you. Nice fish. It's like my cat. Come on, fishy. Oh, there he is, man. Here we go, folks. The end of my challenge. I am going to kick the snake here. Watch me, I forgot to record all this. And come on. Yes. Show me my prize. Nice. I get a boat, glasses, a hat, and a frock coat. Says I did a terrific job. Okay. Let me get my stuff. Yep, that's it. I've shot my load and I'm done. But you know what? I'm going to see if I can continue. I'm going to see if I can catch another one here. Even though I'm done with the challenge here. Let me check something here. Actually, I'm going to switch baits here. I'm going to switch the bait first and just see if that does anything here. Let's see. I want to put on there's the leprechaun. He did pretty good. Like I said, he did okay. It's probably the hardest one to fish of all of them. This one's a little heavier. We'll put the crayfish on. Buzzbait was a little bit harder to fish. I would say of all the baits that I fished here for this, for these fish, the buzzbait was the hardest one. The funnest one, I used to love fishing baits. I always liked fishing buzzbaits. Always a fan of buzzbaits. But I want to fish this one and see what happens here. Hey, I got one. Buddy, I caught one, so they're still here, man. There you go. There's proof. Okay. Well, I caught one. I've caught them all, and yet they're still here. So that has to be one. It can't be. There's no other fish here that would bite that thing. Yep, look at that. I caught another snakehead. I did not expel them. Look at that. Bad game. I have supposed to have expelled these fish and kicked them to the ground. And yet, here they are. I'm still catching them, okay? But, just to show you, you can catch them on the golden Tune Spinnerbait. I'm going to call this a quits here, though, okay? We are going to, we're going to head on back here and